Thank you so much, Asha. Greatly appreciate that. What I'd like to do today is show that I can make business content writing lively, creative, and engaging, that it doesn't have to be flat and dull. To do this, I'll read a couple of pieces I've recently written. I hope you'll find them engaging as well as informative. I'll begin with excerpts from an obituary, a type of writing that doesn't always qualify as engaging. Richard Dick Fox, a resident of Coffey Park in Santa Rosa, passed away recently, surrounded by family, at California Pacific Medical Center on July 15th, age 75. He's remembered both as a kind, thoughtful man who would often use humor to deal with challenges and diffuse tense situations, and also as a highly regarded business analyst, information technologist, and project management professional. Mr. Fox was a multifaceted man. His wife, Cindy, whom he married 53 years ago in their native Rhode Island, described him as a person who would always think of others first, provide a helping hand to those in need, and support charities that focus on children's diseases and on feeding the hungry. He was a highly intelligent and articulate person, she said, with an ever-ready sense of humor. Mr. Fox loved animals. Friends called him the dog whisperer because every dog or cat he met became an instant friend. Deeply involved in dog showing, protection training, and rescue, he volunteered at the Sonoma County Shelter and the German Shepherd Dog Rescue and wrote articles on training for the German Shepherd Dog Review. He was also an avid saltwater fisherman and the author of numerous articles for The Fisherman. In his approximately half-century-long career, Mr. Fox served as a software developer, systems and business analyst, data center manager, and educator. Mr. Fox developed and taught undergraduate and graduate courses for Boston University and a number of other colleges. One of his greatest joys, said his wife, was to see a student finally understand a concept that he or she had been struggling with. Mr. Fox was a member of the group that wrote the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, and he was part of the small team selected to create the first certification exam for the International Institute of Business Analysis. After moving to Santa Rosa from Rhode Island in 2007, Mr. Fox served as Vice President of Programs for the Wine Country chapter of the Project Management Institute. Following the Tubbs fire in 2017, which destroyed their home, Mr. Fox got heavily involved in rebuilding Coffey Park and in the PG&E settlement. He and his wife, Lucinda, rebuilt their home and returned to Coffey Park in 2019. And now for something that might sound like a real challenge to make interesting, an article I ghost wrote for a magazine whose audience is dentists. The article was intended to introduce dentists approaching retirement to a firm that can help them sell their practice. Let me know if you think I made the writing engaging. Title is Changing the End Game for Dentists. As newly graduated dentists doff the cap and gown, don a white coat, and establish or enter a practice, it's a good bet that not too many of them are looking 4 decades down the road and thinking about their eventual retirement. Yet, transition out of full-time practice is as inevitable as death and taxes. For some dentists, the prospect of this transition, not retirement, but the transition process itself, may be as unwelcome as what so many patients dread, having their mouth invaded with a drill. Whether a dentist contemplating this transition hopes to sell the practice, merge it with that of another dentist, or just close it down, whether he or she would like to stop working altogether or just ease back to part-time dentistry, whatever their individual needs might be, the confluence of several factors might make the transition process more complex than he or she might imagine. For dentists contemplating this transition, the good news is that thanks to a growing dental workforce, there should be ample opportunity to doff the white coat and turn the practice over to someone else. According to a study for the American Dental Association, the estimated total annual inflow of dentists to the profession between 2013 and 2033 will exceed outflow by an impressive 37%. This would seem to imply plenty of potential buyers for an existing practice. The less good news comes from several complicating trends. One unhappy factor is the economy. As Eric Solomon, DDS, has written, poor economic conditions could significantly reduce the retirement age of dentists. Sure enough, according to one study, the average retirement age for US dentists climbed 6% from 65 to 69 years. A number of other trends combined to complicate dentists' transition plans, most of them noted in a 2014 article by the president of the American Dental Education Association. The current climate for dental practice is in a state of flux, he observed. He cited the Affordable Care Act, which, quote, which is reshaping the entire healthcare landscape. And he noted that more children and seniors will be accessing dental care in the years ahead, while most adults are seeking less care. He also noted a shift of younger dentists toward group practices. Finally, there's also the rise in the proportion of dental specialists and the concomitant drop in generalists. Dentists pondering the move to part-time practice or full-time retirement may find the transition daunting. After all, neither dental school, sorry, I'm just gonna, okay. After all, neither dental school nor decades of practice prepare them for a challenge that is so far outside their expertise. Fortunately, help is at hand in the form of transition specialist firms that will put together a strategic plan that not only simplifies the process, but maximizes the transitioning dentist's financial well-being. These companies can shepherd dentists smoothly through the entire process. They handle every aspect of the transition, including identifying potential buyers, managing negotiations, overseeing deals, and finalizing sales. In seeking the best possible transition firm to turn to, dentists will want to consider not only those that specialize in selling a practice, but that smaller subset of firms that serve potential buyers as well as sellers. Such firms often have a pre-approved, reputable, qualified buyer at hand. This can minimize or even eliminate the time-consuming screening and approval process that often ends up delaying a deal or killing it. Firms that work with buyers as well as sellers are often particularly well prepared to find a good situation for a transitioning dentist who prefers part-time work rather than leaving the profession altogether. Moreover, firms that work with both buyers and sellers may be able to expedite the transition, sometimes completing a sale in as little as 90 days. So while the challenges of a changing industry landscape are likely to remain with us for some time, help is at hand for dentists who'd like to transition painlessly out of the profession. They don't need to do it alone. Transition specialist firms can see them through the process, and the experience won't be anything like the transactional root canal that these dentists might be fearing.
2 minutes remaining, Howard, 2 minutes.
That's fine. I didn't want to take all 10 minutes, and I wonder if anybody has any questions about writing, editing, or anything else that I might answer. Otherwise, thank you very much. Appreciate your attention.
I have a question, Howard.
Yeah.
If that's all right. So you ghost wrote that. Does that mean that you will also ghost write for blog posts for business owners?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Happy to do that. That's what I do.
All right. Thank you.
What is ghostwriting?
Ghostwriting. Ghostwriting means that someone else is writing it for you, but you're putting your name on to publish it. So
yeah, basically somebody else gets the byline.
All right.
And Howard, you do have about another minute. Does anyone else have a question for Howard? A short question? If not, Howard, thank you very much for your presentation. And Dan, thank you for yours. Members and guests know that you can also refer to